Slimy, smelly, dangerous, scary. But that's enough about you, because today we're talking about leopard gecko care on a budget. Now the first and most important thing is a vivarium. A 3-foot vivarium is the absolute minimum. This may seem expensive if you look online, but I have a trick to get one cheaper. And no, it doesn't involve stealing. Stop that. Put it down. Walk away. If you look on second-hand websites, you can regularly get one for £40, or if you're lucky, free. This allows you to hold onto your money like the miserly, money-hoarding cheapskate you are. But that's not all you need. Lighting is a contentious topic among reptile keepers. But even though you're on a budget, here is not the place to cheap out. Improper lighting will damage a hint of the groove of your gecko, but there are still tricks to avoid unnecessary spending. In my enclosure, I have this 5% UVB strip light connected to this fluorescent light controller I managed to get my hands on for only £15. More important than this is a heat bulb. Some people say underfloor heating is necessary, but they're idiots. Always use a thermostat like this, as without one you may slow cook your gecko. Now we have a vivarium and heating, we're done, right? No, because we need substrate. You could buy this reptile substrate, but look at the price of it. Instead, we can use this mixture of organic topsoil and play sand. Make sure your topsoil has no added pesticides or other chemicals, and whatever you do, do not dig up soil from the side of the road. Unless you enjoy the idea of having 1,000 animals for the price of one. So we're finished now. Right? Wrong. Your enclosure's looking bare. I know what you're saying. I should buy loads of expensive fake plants made for reptiles. You should really start listening, because that's obviously not what we're going to do. Instead, you want to buy fake plants from somewhere like IKEA. Now I know you may wonder what the difference between fake plants and reptile plants are. The price. If you give the plants a thorough washing, they will be safe to put in with your gecko. Alternatively, you could use real plants. You can buy them from anywhere, but remember to repot them, removing all soil, and quarantine them for 3 months to remove any harmful chemicals. Add hides, a food and water bowl, and a temperature/humidity reader, and your enclosure is done. The last step is the most important one. Ask yourself, is a gecko a good pet for you? You may have read that it's a beginner reptile, but that's a little bit misleading. They can live for up to 20 years with proper care. So for a beginner pet, that's a lot of responsibility. You need to feed them live insects. You need to spot clean poo and anything else that may be harmful to your gecko every day. You need to fully clean their enclosure monthly. This includes removing all the substrate and replacing it with new soil. You need to get your gecko used to your presence to reduce stress. Now this all may seem a bit daunting, and it should be. Honestly, if it doesn't, you may not be the correct owner. While looking after a gecko may take a considerable amount of work and effort, it is all worth it to feel a connection to these wonderful animals. They're not a trinket or a thing used to show off to friends, but instead an animal that you can grow an extremely close emotional bond to. The emotional bond is why any good animal keeper goes through the effort, and to many who put in the hours, it is more than worth it. What I mean to say is that you cannot give a gecko a good home if you see it as just an animal or just a thing to show off to others. You must always put the animal first, stay up to date with care information, have the ability and the care to improve your gecko's life. If that's through care changes to feeding regimens, or anything else, the desire to do your best is the most important thing you can have. If you can do that, animal care is one of the most brilliant and rewarding things you will ever do. But that's enough for me. Goodbye for now.